Small Business Week is, the flyers are over here. It tells everything that's going on through the week. Some of them, there's a lot of things that are on there virtual that you can do, so be sure to pick that up on your way out. This is a family affair today. So our next presenter is Devin Knoll with Unfading Aesthetics.
Did you pass her the... Oh yeah, she got it. Okay, thank you.
My name's Devin Knoll. I'm the owner of Unfading Aesthetics here in St. Joe. And I'm an RN, a registered nurse by trade, and I have an aesthetics business. So for those of you who don't know, that is basically anything that has to do with skin care or skin on face mainly improvement services. So some of that looks like anti-aging, where you guys have probably all heard about Botox. That's a brand. It's just an anti-wrinkle treatment. I also do fillers, which is like volume replacement as you age. It's kind of demonized with Hollywood, right? It makes it seem like you're going to be really scary, pillow face, and you're going to look like some sort of alien. But it doesn't have to be done in that way. I also do biostimulators. These are treatments that go into a specific area of your face or your neck, and they actually stimulate your body to produce more collagen and elastin. So it's happening slowly over time. You're preventing having more aging process as you continue aging. Some of this also looks like micronutrients, so I do lots of vitamin injections, so B12, triamino shots, glutathione, just any type of specifics that someone's looking for just to feel a lot better. Most of that looks like energy improvement, improving your sleep quality. If you've been sick, or some of my elderly clients will use this as preventative time in the fall as we're going into winter, trying to prevent getting sick, of course, too. Excuse me. And then also all sorts of education surrounding their skin. So sometimes injectables is not what people want to do or participate in, which is absolutely fine. There's still a lot of things that you can do to improve your skin health and slow down the aging process. So I do free consultations for people, and we talk about some of the services that might be a better option for them. Some of that looks like just improving your skin health without doing any injectables. So like microneedling, PRP, right? Microneedling is an entire skin resurfacing to your face. It's nothing injectable. It's a manual treatment. It's causing micro injuries to your skin, and it's stimulating collagen and elastin at the surface level of your skin. So after you turn 25, you start losing 1% of your collagen every single year. You can prevent that from happening by doing treatments like microneedling. PRP, or platelet-rich plasma, this is where I withdraw your blood out of your arm, spin it out, make the yellow part of your blood, and actually use this like Miracle-Gro on your skin to enhance your microneedling treatment. It can also be used as an injectable version, so if you're wanting to stay away from any sort of pharmaceutical type of injectable, you can inject your own blood product back into your face. So if you feel like you have hollowing in your under eyes, or you have it in any sort of specific area that you're noticing as you age, you can actually inject your own blood product back into your face to stimulate growth in that area. There's also a version of that where you can turn that your own blood product into a filler and inject that back into your face too. So of course there's a lot of nuance to all of this depending on what your specific goals and needs are. And then chemical peels. You guys have probably all seen chemical peels on the internet where people will show their faces sloughing off. It looks like there's snake in their face. Not all of them are that dramatic. There's many different levels of chemical peels, but this just gives you a resurfacing to your skin. You might feel like it's dingy, it's really building up in that area. It helps give you fresher, more bright, glowy skin. And then sclerotherapy. So this is actually a spider vein treatment. Sometimes, especially women, are more prone genetically, and then if you're of baby making or have made babies, of course, you're more likely to get spider veins. It can happen if you work a job that's on your feet or you're just genetically prone to it. You have spider veins that pop up on your legs. I can do sclerotherapy on it, and it will completely get rid of those spider veins on your legs. Okay. So I have been a nurse for over 12 years, and right around the COVID time, I was kind of looking at some other options of what I wanted to expand into and was interested in aesthetics. Now, of course, I was in nursing leadership, which you guys know comes with all sorts of fun things. So I was looking to kind of move beyond that and had been interested in aesthetics and had looked into it and was mentored by a family friend that I had met who successfully runs an aesthetics business in the St. Louis area. So I started that in 2021 and did that in Savannah to start with. And then in 2023, a client tells me, oh, hey, you know, I know this girl who does my lashes named Tasha, and she's really awesome and you need to meet her. So that's when I met Tasha, and I just did a booth rental with her, you know, per daily or week, depending on what was going on, as I was doing both places, Savannah and St. Joe at that point. And then in January of 24, whenever we moved over onto Mitchell, I rented the room from her full time and have been there ever since. Tasha's a lovely human. You guys already know she's the best. Basically, my target market is anyone who is looking to improve or prevent the decline of their face as they are aging. So sometimes this looks like preventative for people depending on what's going on. Sometimes people just have a big event, their daughter's getting married, they want to do a little something so they feel like they've got fresh, brighter skin. Really depends on your goals, but anyone can be the market for this. I have lots of male clients too. Of course, less of them are into the Botox filler market, but lots of B12 getters. It really just kind of depends on what your goals are. So some people will come to me consistently, you know, they're getting some sort of micronutrient every single week or a couple times a month. And then other people, you know, if they're a 23-year-old, they're just looking to get a little lip filler, I might not see them again for 3 years until that's gone. So kind of a wide range of what I'm dealing with client-wise. All right, so economics and figures. So far I have over 500 clients. With that, I have an electronic medical record that I open all my shifts in, and then people can go in online and schedule whatever date and time works the best for them. And I open that up as far as I would like to, of course, on whatever my availability is, and I am about 91% booked on all my availability at this point. And then I have an 86% client retention rate. Like I said, that's kind of hard to gauge, of course. This is pulled out of a reporting from the EMR. However, I might see one person who's 23 years old. They're not going to need any other treatments for a very long time, right? So I might not see them for a long time, where I might see someone else pretty consistently. So it really just kind of depends. There's a wide range of cost with these services, right? Micronutrients are very affordable. You can get a B12 shot for $15, right? So very affordable there, whereas then like biostimulators, so that's going to be like Sculptra and Radiesse, that's the one that goes in and stimulates your body to produce collagen and elastin over a 2-year period. That's $625 for one vial of that, and you can expect to need 1 vial per decade of life. So depending on your age, of course there's some nuance with that depending on what your current condition is of your face. But some people are spending, several thousands of dollars on some of these treatments. So there is a wide range with that too. This is just a little before and after of one of the spider vein treatments. You guys probably all know someone who has spider veins on their legs. This is kind of a little example of what you can expect. So for the future, of course, everybody wants to continue having more clientele. So want to continue building that, and of course maintaining the clients that I already have. Lots of people have one service they come in for, but they don't really see the full picture of their face. They're just going, I want to have bigger lips, or I want to address the specific area, but sometimes that is involved with doing many other treatments to really treat what they're actually needing done to address their issue. So maintaining all my clients. And then of course, adding laser therapy. There's a lot of different types of lasers on the market, which are entire skin resurfacings to your face and to your neck to help with lots of different areas that you have issues with depending on. So I would like to branch into that in the future, of course, too. That will not be in 2026, of course. Lasers are very expensive. You can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and plus on lasers, but eventually. And then I would like to improve my work-life balance a little bit, of course. So current problems and challenges, schedule alignment. So like I said, I have an electronic medical record that everyone can go in. If you're doing a treatment that needs downtime where you're gonna have bruising, you're gonna have swelling, you're gonna have redness, a lot of people are building up those Fridays, right? So Fridays do book out a little bit further depending on everyone's schedule availability. So sometimes people want their service and they want it that day, which is really easy if you're doing a quick and easy service. But if you're coming in for a treatment that takes 90 minutes and you want this on a Friday at 5 o'clock, it's probably not gonna happen that same day. So that, of course, is always something that feels like sometimes people just want it immediately, and then when you can't offer that, they'll move on to see if there's someone else. Education for attention. So of course a lot of these services require lots of education, so I spend a lot of time really going over all the expectations and setting those with the clients. However, they're getting information overload where you remember like 20% of what you're hearing. So I do spend a lot of time going over all this information, but then still getting lots of phone calls and text messages about, oh, what did you tell me about this? And there are some resources they're sent home with or that are sent to them electronically, but you guys know we're not always referencing that before we just reach out, which is not necessarily a problem. I want everyone to feel really comfortable reaching out to me so that they're really knowing what to expect, but of course that does take a lot of time. And then social media, of course, everybody gets on TikTok and Instagram and they watch these reels of people making these videos with very unrealistic expectations as to what their face is going to look like. And 99% of the time, it's not even real. It's just some sort of AI creation or something where someone put in a whole bunch of filters and things all over their face. And then I'm having to dissect that with each client, of course. People will come in with a filter. They will show their phone with their Snapchat filter to me. They'll say, I want my face to look just like super unrealistic unless you're willing to go have surgery on a lot of things. These filters are going to, of course, shorten and lengthen actual areas of your anatomy, and that's just not realistic. It's something, of course, that I can do. And even surgically, you're going to have a lot of limitations with that, too. And then, of course, you guys will go on the internet and you'll see someone who shares a video of an experience they had, and they're like demonizing this very specific treatment they had, and they're having a completely post-procedure expectations, right? They're just in the worst of it because they're trying to hit the views for people so they can grow their following and things. So sometimes that really scares a lot of people away from treatments and makes it a little bit more dramatic than it really needs to be. All right, here is my website and my phone number, and then I am on Facebook and Instagram. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have videos up about education on your Facebook and your
Yes,
Instagram
I
and
do.
stuff like that?
You have, is it a folder or playlist, so that way people can then click the circle on Instagram, or Facebook has playlists?
No, but that's a good idea.
I'd recommend it, especially since that's like an important key, and exactly, people do a lot of that shock factor. Which I do appreciate the people who give that information, because somebody who's never gotten like treatments, I had no idea that there's specific like facials that you can get and your face becomes a big balloon, and you, like you said, you book it over the weekend. I would have never known that, and I'd be that person, be like, all right, let's go get this. And then on a Wednesday, I just walk into here, hey guys.
You do have a skincare procedure kind of on your website.
Yeah,
For
I do
mature
have a
skin
lot of
and
that
youthful
information
skin.
there too.
Okay, I don't really have a comment, but I do want to say, if you guys have not had any type of filler or like any type of service like this, just go reach out and have a consultation with her. One, like I love Devin just because she's gonna be very realistic with you. You're not, if you go in there and you say, "Oh, I want a whole syringe of lip filler," more than likely you're not gonna get a whole syringe of lip filler that day. She's going to like baby step you into it. So she's very conservative. She's not. You're not gonna leave. You know, you're not gonna walk in like a 60-year-old woman and leave looking like a 35-year-old woman. Like she sets really good expectations for you, and really takes those things into consideration when you're talking to her.
Yeah, I tell a lot of people no. Yes, ma'am.
Great job. Good to see you. My question is, why did this take so long? Why did Tasha not have you up here sooner?
I have been trying for
And also kudos to husband and wife presenters. I'm trying to think back if we've ever had this before in one day. So love having you both. Can you tell us the bit of story about what led you into doing this? I know you went for your nursing degree, and how did your journey end up here?
Yeah, I never thought that I would be into aesthetics because, of course, I was raised on a farm. We didn't even wear sunscreen or pay any attention to our face whatsoever.
When you were over at my house playing, we did not put sunscreen.
Yeah.
That's what you know. So I worked in Mosaic for a long, long time. I still work at Mosaic, and I run the orthopedics program there. I'm certified in orthopedics. If anybody needs a joint replacement surgery, I run the joint replacement program. Well, did that for a long, long time. Loved that job. Great population of people. Around COVID time, I was kind of asked to step into a leadership role there, or a little bit sooner than that. And I didn't really want to be in leadership or have a great desire to be in that type of position. So did it for a while, but it was a big pusher of going to find another type of role. Of course, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and I'm married to an entrepreneur, so whenever I had learned a lot more about this and how you could really do it in a much more conservative manner and not have to look like a lot of the scary Hollywood people, and you see people on Instagram, or if you don't, look up some injectors and you'll understand what I'm saying. And that you could do it in a really conservative manner, and then the Lord blessed me with a really great opportunity, and so I took it and just trying to be a good steward of it.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
How much do you think your background in healthcare has helped, like validate your skills as a?
So significantly. So actually, to be in aesthetics, you have to have a medical license. So it's different than like estheticians, where they do a lot of facial treatments. They are not healthcare at all. You do have to have a medical license to go into this. So it would be not even possible, but significantly, I would tell, I train a lot of people and get a lot of job shadows from, young people who are in nursing school currently, and they want to go right into aesthetics because there's a little bit better quality of life a lot of times than going to work in the hospital on the floor. It's just a very stressful position, of course. So 100%, I tell everyone you should go and get a regular RN type of job in whatever setting works for you, because all of this is anatomy based. Every single person in this room has different muscles, and you can try to cookie cutter that of, you just treat everybody exactly the same, and it never works like that. Everyone has different anatomies, no one's face is symmetrical, so you absolutely need that basic foundation to be able to do that. Also, I'm poking your face with needles, right? So you need to have like a really gentle touch. You need to be confident with that to really ease your way into it. Because if somebody just comes at you really aggressively or really harshly with needles, you're gonna be like, oh my God, what is going on here, right? So absolutely necessary. And I think most programs do require you to have a couple years at least of RN experience.
Do you stay off the caffeine? Did you stay off the caffeine?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell us more about your current work-life balance, and then where you want to be, and maybe what's restricting you to have the best work-life balance.
So I just have really some specific financial goals that I want to hit before, taking that leap of quitting full-time other job too. So doing this, I work 32 hours actually injecting on average per week. So that doesn't count anything as supplies ordering, scheduling, communication with clients. I have to document every single treatment that I do on every single client, which is of course an extensive process too. So 32 hours just injecting itself, and then I work full-time job too.
So you work 80 hours a week?
Yeah.
When do you sleep?
Yeah.
Between midnight and 4.
Yeah. You guys even know each other?
Yeah. You guys, are you married? Yeah, you still look great, Renee.
Oh, I've been touched up. Okay.
Do you guys have kids, families?
No, we do not have any kids.
Makes a
And then of
difference.
course health insurance too is a piece.
So my girlfriend's in esthetician school. So do you work with someone doing like the facials or anything like that for recurring treatment like that style of thing after the fact?
No, I do not. I know some of them, and if someone's looking for a specific treatment, I do outsource that, of course. I don't have any desire to go into the esthetician range of things too, so definitely when she's done with school, she's gonna be around here. I'll be here soon.
All right.
Well, actually, I do want to talk to you about where she's going after esthetician school. But then for you, everyone always asks me, what's your favorite service to do?
Either spider vein treatment, because it's really detailed. I get to literally poke that vein with a needle, watch the medicine go into the vein. It's going to highlight that. It's going to occlude the vein off. And then when you come back and see me next, your leg's going to look perfect. So it's a really fine treatment. Or microneedling, because there is no one in this room who couldn't benefit from microneedling, and no one's ever going to know that you would have it done. It just gives you an entire skin resurfacing and gives you fresh, glowy, brighter looking skin without you not having anything done. Nothing's being injected into your face, of course, but it really makes a huge difference. You can feel the texture difference of your face, and everyone's always really happy with it.
What treatment do you see most men getting?